Hello, YouTube viewers. This is Blake Fannin. Please listen closely, like, share, and subscribe. I have already done some videos on this earlier this morning when I had to get up and pee. But since I had to whisper in those videos, that's why I'm making this one, so you can hear me better. But there's one thing I need to do before I get started. So if you have anything to do important, pause the video and come back to it. Thank you. Okay, I'm back now. Let me ask you: have you ever been up at any time between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m.? Have you ever been up between 1 and 3, or between 3 and 6? Have you ever been up during that time and had anything worrying you on your mind? Have you ever been up that early and had a fear on your mind? Have you ever been up at 1 a.m. or 6 a.m. or any time in between and said, hey, or thought, I'm worried, concerned, or aggravated about this and that? Have you ever thought, when you've been up early in the morning between 1 and 6, have you ever been up that early in the morning worrying over something? Have you ever been up that early in the morning being afraid of anything? If you have, and if you are ever up between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m., during that time is the best time to pray about any fears you have. Getting up between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. is the best time to get up and pray about any fears you have. If you have any fears of any kind, read these passages in your Bible. Mark 11, Isaiah 41, 2 Timothy chapter 1, Isaiah 9, and 1 John 4. Those passages will take care of your fears, and yes, I have done several videos of those passages, but I figured I'd tell you which ones to read. That way you wouldn't have to look for it on my channel if you don't want to, but feel free to. But anyway, if you have any fear of any kind, no matter how bad of a fear it is, no matter what you're afraid of during that time, read those passages, and also read 1 John chapter 1, because it talks about sin. It talks about sin. And that's something important that you need to read before you read those passages about fear. But listen, if you are ever up between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m., during that time, especially if no one else is up, get on your knees. Pray about your fears. Pray about your worries. Pray about all your pains, sicknesses, and any problem that you or your friends and loved ones may have. If you're worried or scared or terrified for yourself or anyone else between 1 and 3 between 1 and 6 a.m. is the best time to do it. Between 1 and 6 a.m. is the best time to do it. Because during that time, that's most likely the time that you'll get the most privacy. Excuse me while I blow my nose. But now, during that time, between 1 and 6 a.m., that is the time that you will most likely get the privacy that you need to pray about your secrets, because most likely you'll be the only one up. But if there are other people up with you, if there are other people awake and up with you in the house, during that time, whisper your prayer, especially if you're in a room alone. If you're married, go in the living room and pray. If your spouse sleeps in the room with you. But whenever you're up between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. and you have a fear on your mind, that's the time to do that. That's the time to pray about all your fears, worries, secrets, and concerns. And I also have another tip for you too. Whenever you're worried or concerned about something, no matter how bad or no matter how bad or no matter what it is, and you really want to pray about it in privacy without the fear of being interrupted or overheard, here's a good idea of how to solve that. You can either stay up late that night, drink a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper between 6 and 8 p.m. and then stay up late that night, and then once everybody has gone to bed, even if you've been alone all evening, if it's something that you want to keep secret or private, especially if you have a room alone, once everybody has gone to bed or gone to their room for the night, during that time, pray about any secrets, fears, worries, or concerns that you may have for yourself or anyone else. And here is tip 2. If you don't have to go anywhere at all the next day, if you don't have to go anywhere at all one day, then set your alarm for either 2 or 3 a.m. or 2:30 or 3:30 a.m. and then get up that time, go get you a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper, and then pray while you drink that. Pray about all your secrets and fears while you drink that. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I know I did a video similar to this one earlier on the day that I made this, but the reason I made this one is because I had to whisper in all of the others because everyone else was asleep. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.